All right. Hello, sweet souls. How are y'all doing today? Checking in. Wanted to give a little, um, I wanted to catch up with y'all from my last post of last week. Just kind of a continuation, just to share a little education that I received that I feel like it would be of service for everybody. Um, One of the things that I love the most that I've gained through all these years has been the practice, walking the talk, as the topic of this video. Um, so last week I talked a little bit about how I got angry with my oldest because with his autism, he has this thing where he tends to loop. But it's funny, I could just take the word autism out and it's we all loop and we don't let, excuse the language, shit go. So we continue asking and asking and asking. And that's basically what what got on my nerves was that it's just it gets to the level where it's so much that we're not moving forward anymore, and life itself gets a little hard. So what I wanted to do was kind of discuss what happens when you walk the talk. And in my anger, when I fell down the stairs, I fell on my like my elbow looks much better. It's crazy what happens as we age is it's interesting. Anyway, so as I was once I fell down the stairs, yeah, last week in my anger because I knew that this was my energetic body helping me to get out of my head and get back into the present moment. If it meant smacking myself against something, that's what was going to happen. So what's really cool about walking the talk is as soon as I could gain back my breath because it hurt, it sucked, and I started crying and the whole. So I'm walking around just holding my head and just, and what I use is my tools, the body testing tool that I give everybody, the one that I've been trying to share with y'all for the last few weeks. And I start asking questions immediately because it is a big awareness. That's the beauty of big emotions. They are awarenesses. I heard one time someone call emotions heaven's way of speaking to you. If you pay attention to them, you can ask in the moment, what is this? So I've trained myself into asking, okay, first of all, is this emotion mine? So I asked, is this mine? And it was a resounding yes. So I'm like, okay, next step. What do I need to ask? Okay, what am I getting out of this anger? And so I kind of listen and just kind of move into my heart space and less into my mind space as much as possible. What that means is that you're looking for the voice inside your head that is the most gentle and compassionate voice. So all of a sudden, I hear you need to be present, that this anger has something to do with you learning how to process it before it gets to this level. And what's the worst thing about feeling this way? Because when you are in enough pain, you get to the point where you go no more, and you it's what I call people when they hit their wall. So when you hit your wall, that's when you will go anywhere to find out some kind of relief, or at least for it to stop. So it's a good spot. It's a very painful spot, but it's a good spot because you are now willing to change. Before, you were told many times over, looping, that you could have changed, there was space for you to change, but you weren't ready for that. You weren't at that level yet. So what happens when you have these very big emotional breakdowns? It's an opportunity to get back into, again, walking that talk. Um, and so what I gathered last week from my body testing, because again, I rock when I ask, right? I said, is this anger mine? And I'm do my body thing where I go, show me body, yes, yes, yes. Show me no, no, no. My body shows me my yeses are forward, my no's they go back. So when I ask my body, is this anger mine? I got a clear yes. And then I asked, first I get the what is this showing me? And then when I got that the anger is showing me that I need to be present, then I said, am I done with this lesson of having to be present? Was this strong enough for me to stop going through these really strong moments of anger? And I got a yes. So that's really neat because then it helped me calm down and then start asking questions of what else is possible. So that's another tool that I use is what else is possible. You're not supposed to answer the question. You ask the universe, what else is possible? And then you shut up. You don't answer it, you just let the universe show you. So the universe showed me some really cool thing this morning. Every time I would go upstairs to get the boys ready for school, I would tell my husband, wish me luck. Very smart, right? I'm doing a self-fulfilling prophecy. I am already asking for help before I even need it, right? I'm just kind of setting it up. So I stopped saying that. And then as soon as I caught myself, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want luck. I want it to be joyful. I don't want it to be what it has been. Again, Will, he just doesn't want to go to school and he loops again. He wants to start the bedtime routine again from scratch. Like he wants to go back to him falling asleep the night before so that he can start fresh because in his mind it didn't look perfect enough. How many of us struggle with this? All of us do, but he just goes to another step, right? So getting him dressed in the morning would be me helping him get dressed, and then he would take off his clothes and cry, and he's 11 and he's getting bigger. So it gets very challenging. And then of course in the background, in that background noise, you're like, what are people going to think of me? We're going to be late. All of us think of this. I know I'm not special in that. And so that gets you even more stressed out. And then you get even more angry. You lose your patience with the kid. And now everything is shot. And now you got to apologize. And then there goes your cycle. So instead of getting to that level, I stopped. I was like, wait, no, I don't need luck. How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? So I walk up the stairs with that energy shift. I'm starting to shift the energy by asking the question, what else is possible? Another one that I love is, how does it get any better than this? That's a fun one that I'll have to share in one of the videos because I have a fantastic story about how does it get any better than this? But then again, you shut up. You let the universe answer. So I get up the stairs. And what's really cool about body testing and becoming aware of your energy is when you're upset, and then you get really good at letting that upset kind of just wash over you. Things that we do in mindful practices is to meditate, breathe, right? But we don't have time to meditate. We're moving forward. We are moving. So what can we do in that case? You just start practicing what it feels like to be at peace. So you recall memories of when you're joyful. Like what was it like when you woke up in the morning and everybody's in a great mood? That's the energy I was trying to recall in my heart. So when I woke him up, it would be that. He started whining a bit, but then I started using my tools. How does it get any better than this? What else is possible? The one that I spoke about last week was interesting point of view. I have this point of view. I'll explain more about that one later. But my point of view that he's going to be upset when I wake him up and it's going to be a mess is an interesting point of view. It doesn't have to be the only point of view. So as soon as you I know it's weird for now, just let it flow over you. But what I started doing in my head as I'm speaking to him, one, I am keeping my energy. So since I'm aware that I'm afraid that he's going to get angry, what I do is I just acknowledge it as I'm talking to him. And what's running in the background now, it's peace. What I'm asking for is for me to be space while he wakes up, knowing that it might take a little bit longer for him to get out of bed and help me get him dressed, but that it can be a peaceful movement from one thing to the next versus me telling him, him getting so frustrated and upset and anxious that he shuts down and then forget it. It's going to be a whole other 20 minutes. So instead, by just holding that space, being just more patient, myself, and being patient with myself, because really that's the interesting thing. When you're being patient with your kids, You're actually being patient with yourself, being patient with your stress, with your own anxiety. Just so if you can just kind of take a step back and notice what it feels like to be space, just let that wash over you. Then all of a sudden you can move forward. And as I spoke to him, and he got a little upset, he was kind of whiny, but I said, hey, bud, what will it take for us to make this joyful and fun? Let's see what happens. And so he kind of stopped for a second. I just breathed and I was quiet. That's another thing. You just stop talking. Because when you talk, it kind of messes with the energy around, and then you kind of end up talking your way out of the piece that you had just brought in. And that was really cool, because at that point he kind of got a little upset. I said, hey, why don't you try this? Say, interesting point of view, I have this point of view. And we said that about 3 or 4 times, and it shifted. And he got dressed and brushed teeth, and he let me do his hair, and we went downstairs and he had breakfast, and and I dropped him off at school. All right, bye mom, see you later. When I picked him up, he did not go into the frustration loop. He's just like, oh, hi mom. And believe me, I was like, because it's been months. I think COVID was a lot of anxiety for all of us. So I know it affected him, it affected me. And so it's really neat to see that it works, that walking the talk works. Yes, it can be uncomfortable, absolutely, but it's absolutely worth it. The freedom that you get from feeling like you're caged to your own emotions, because that's really truly what it is. You're perfectly you. You don't have to do anything. You were born. That's what you're supposed to do. Just be here as you. And this world wouldn't be the same without you, the beautiful, glorious you. So as soon as we all start walking the talk for our own freedom, for our own peace, the sooner we're going to see peace out in the world. So this is why I'm sharing this, to kind of help everyone just have the tools, start using those tools, start getting into that mindset of changing the energy of a space. I'll leave you with this one last thing. There's a saying out there that I heard just now in a podcast shared by a friend, and I love it because I use it a lot, and it's, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's exactly what I did, right? I changed the way in which I saw our morning routine. I was done having the fight. So, but energetically, what does that mean? It's just, again, it's just the feeling. It's like, what does it feel like to have a great morning routine? Call that into your heart, into your space, into your house. Just the intention. You're already creating that. That's how powerful you are. Each and every one of us is. As soon as we realize that, we're going to start being a little bit more mindful about the brain waves that we're putting out there, because we are polluting the air with our negativity. So what I try to do is try to clean that up, because it's just more peaceful for everybody. And it's worth it. It's loving, it's kind. And again, not just to everybody else, but to yourself. So I hope this brings you all some peace, some joy. May it be a lovely evening. If you guys want more information about what I do, of course, you can find me on the file section of our website, of our group. But I have a website, innerpeacebroker.com, if you want to know more about me. But more than anything, I just wish you all lots of love, light, and blessings. And I will catch you on the next video. God bless y'all. Bye.